So there's been problems in the WWE locker room as of the last 24 hours, as there was report that Jade Cargill has a lot of heat in the back of the locker room right now. And this is stemming from a situation she had with Shayna Baszler last year in Ireland. So there's been a lot of situation with her and Shayna Baszler. We're going to be talking about that. Plus, WWE just announced that Lex Luger will be part of the Hall of Fame induction this year. It's about time. And then we're going to talk about Gabe Kidd's New Japan Pro Wrestling status and how some podcasters don't know what the hell they're talking about, but we know all the info, and we're going to start right away, and we're going to definitely talk about this.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yes, and we are back with another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Guys, we are back and we are live, and we're going to be talking about the news that came through last night about the whole Jade Cargill and the Shayna Baszler situation. I laugh sometimes because when it comes to WWE and stuff that happens behind the scene, no one wants to talk about it. All these podcasters, they claim that they are the number one, person and whatnot. We're the number one podcaster in the city and podcast in the wrestling community, but nobody wants to talk about the real stories. And right away, they'll start talking about, the AEW and their problem behind the locker room. Well, so happens that there is a situation that WWE has been hiding since September of last year. Big ups to my boy Rico. Thank you for coming into the live stream and whatnot. So it's again, we're live. So if you guys feel like you want to come in and and give us your the comments, whatever. Again, you can ask questions if you want. Of course, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for new uploads, and hit that like button to help out with the channel, of course, and share with a friend. But let's get to the story here. Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler apparently back in September and whatnot. There was a situation that behind the scene, especially in the locker room, that Shayna wanted to fight Jade Cargill. There was a confrontation that took place, and before Jade Cargill's injury. Now I'm going to talk about that injury because now I'm really questioning if she was really injured or not. So there was a confrontation that took place involving Cargill and Shayna Baszler. And it's been confirmed by Wrestling Observer and Fightful Select that half a dozen people said it did happen, but nobody went into detail. Basically, what they were doing is they were hiding the situation. WWE hit the situation. And in the past, Cargill had rubbed enough people in the Raw Women's division the wrong way, and Baszler was wanting to fight her until management found out and calmed the situation down. So now there's another report that said that Cargill went out of nowhere and said, this was Fightful Select confirmed that Cargill Baszler was while reporting that WWE superstars had been quiet about it. Whatever happened between Cargill and Baszler, Cargill took issue with something that happened, which led to Cargill telling Baszler that she needed to learn how to work. Now, but just me hearing this, that Jade Cargill is telling Shayna Baszler to know how to work. Now, let's look at the longevity that Shayna Baszler has been in WWE. Shayna Baszler has been a two-time NXT world champion, NXT champion, whatever. I don't know if it's world champion or whatever. Okay. Plus, the woman has won tag team in, I believe she has one tag team in WWE. She is a woman who knows how to wrestle, has had great matches with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. I think even Bailey in NXT. A lot of these matches she had were good. Okay. Not only that, she has a legit background on MMA. She is one of Ronda Rousey's, even Marina Shafir's best friends, which means this woman is legit. So how is it that a bodybuilder wannabe wrestler, Jade Cargill, okay, who's still green than a bag of lettuce, is going to tell her that she has to know how to work? Now, it's funny because the match there where Baszler tapped out, that I was trying to wonder when this happened. I forgot that this match happened in Scotland, was Clash at the Castle last summer, where Cargill tapped out to a hold that Baszler applied, even though it wasn't the finish of the match and whatnot. And it has since been reported that Jade claims she was more disappointed with herself with how things went down and was apologetic backstage, which means probably she wasn't supposed to tap out. So that goes to show you that Jade Cargill, when WWE first got her, and I was seeing all these AEW haters talking nonsense about how WWE was going to make Jade Cargill a superstar. Okay. Jade Cargill was going to be a superstar, and she's going to go places and this and this and that. And it took them to put Jade Cargill to wrestle for a month. Okay. A month. This girl was popping out in NXT, doing cameos, but didn't wrestle. And she didn't wrestle until last year's Royal Rumble, where she did a little cameo. She did her little stuff, her power moves and all that. Then she teamed up with Bianca Belair. And if you notice, they put her in a tag team. Okay. She even bodged on one of that same match. I think it was that one or the one in Germany where the Ropes were loose, and they were in a tag team with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And Zoe Stark still was able to do a move in the ropes. And then Jade tried to do something, and she tripped over the ropes and busted her ass. And then Baszler said something about the conditions of the ropes. And remember, the Jade Cargill came back, shot at her on Twitter, talking about, well, it's too bad people didn't come to see you. When in reality, you've been in WWE close to 2 years already, and you still haven't been able to shine. You're still stuck in a tag team. And not no more now, because you ain't the tag team champion. But now they got you in this horrible, and I'm gonna say horrible, storyline. Because I saw the SmackDown last night, and the whole promo between, Bianca Belair and Naomi was cringed. Super cringe. And I'm like, if you're trying to do this Mariah May and Toni Storm the same way, it's not working. Okay? The Mariah May and Toni Storm in AEW, that's classic. They're trying to do the same thing. And I don't want to hear that people are like, oh, that's not true. Listen, both companies copy from each other. More WWE than AEW. So that's what they're trying to do. Because last night they were going back and forth, and it sounded so stupid and cringe that I was like, and then Jade came out, beat the bricks again out of Naomi. What's the point of this storyline? If Naomi is going to get her ass whooped every time Jade Cargill get her hands on her, because she beat the shit out of her again. She jaded her last night. So, and not only that, but I'm seeing that Liv Morgan even said something about why was, WWE pushing for this woman so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because, they pushed her, but really, what were you pushing her for? But see, here's the problem that I think this is what came out. Now, that Elimination Chamber happened last Saturday, right? Jade came out, beat the bricks out of Naomi in the cage, right? Even had Jey Uso pissed off, saying why WWE should get rid of Jade because of what she used the door cage or the slide cage and pretty much hit Naomi in the neck with the door. So the crazy part is a couple of days later, there was a video, a promo. It seems like nobody's seen it, but I seen it a couple of times where Cargill said she was demanding respect and was surrounded by wolves. And this was in the video, which was seen as if Jade was surrounded by wolves in the locker room, referring to the women's division. A woman in WWE told Fightful it was taken personally by several people since the locker room had kept the Cargill Baszler issue quiet. Okay. And not only that, since Jade Cargill was away from WWE for over 3 months, that drew heat in the locker room, according to Fightful Select. Also, Cargill had asked for the WWE holiday tour off and was then told it was mandatory. And Fightful was then told that Cargill didn't ask for the holidays off. But see, this is what I'm telling you. This woman is entitled. This woman, the most noise she has made in wrestling is when she was the longest AEW TBS champion. Okay. In the time she's been in WWE, she signed with WWE because she figured there's going to be opening up opportunities for her as far as movies and all that. None of that has happened. According to a report said that while she's been in WWE trying to get that opportunity, Samoa Joe, MJF, Tony Storm, they all have come out in movies. Meanwhile, she has taken time off, and not only that, she's pissing the division up. Now, as you see at my title, it's saying, is she leaving WWE? I don't know how many years she signed with WWE, but if she signed 3-4 years and she's becoming a problem, you think WWE is going to want to deal with that? She can't come back to AEW, I'll tell you that much, because she shitted that bridge. She shitted that bridge all over the place because she made it seem like she was going to sign with AEW again. And maybe that has been the best thing AEW did. They never signed her, or she walked away from AEW. Because now the division right now, if you look at it, the division is much better, and especially with Mega Bane there. I mean, Mega Bane is a star to make it. If the Tony Khan drops the ball on that, he's got to be the most dumbest fucking promoter there is, or owner, if he drops that. But the whole Shayna Baszler situation is just leaving a bad taste on a lot of people. And now, again, Liv Morgan spoke out about that. Why was she being pushed? There's no point. There's no point of her being pushed if you wasn't going to push her to the point where she was going to be stardom, or she was going to wrestle Bianca Belair for this year's WrestleMania. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because that's what I thought was going to come down when she made her debut at the Royal Rumble last year, and whatnot. I said, well, this is going to lead up to a story where, you know, she's going to end up facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania this year. Here we are this year, and she was out for what, 3 months? So now here's my I'm going to play devil's advocate, or I'm going to play conspiracy theory if you think about it. Now, the times that she's been out, she was out for supposedly an injury. And this was back probably, October, November? She was out for an injury, and then to top it off, there was report that nobody knew if she was really injured or not. WWE said, yeah, she's injured. Others, dirt sheet claimed that she wasn't injured. So now with this coming up, with this whole Shayna Baszler, was she really injured? Did WWE say, well, maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to take some time off and whatnot, and, you know, and get your head together, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she is a mother of a daughter, and she does bring her daughter sometimes to wrestling matches. You know, she's trying to do too much, and she was stressed out. And for her to come out, Shayna Baszler talking about she needs to know how to work. Apparently, you need to know how to work. Okay, and maybe the injury was never true. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they gave her time off. You know what I'm saying? Because you got girls like Liv Morgan coming out and saying, why was she being pushed so hard? So it goes to show you that the woman, you know, maybe this is why they put her in SmackDown. Because the Raw women's division, when she was in Raw, maybe they didn't like her. Maybe she really rubs a lot of people the wrong way back there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Maybe she had a confrontation with Rhea Ripley. Who knows? Maybe Rhea Ripley at that time. I mean, Rhea Ripley was the alpha female in that division. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand. I mean, and again, I kind of like not laugh about it, but it kind of like it doesn't disappoint. It doesn't not disappoint it. It just does not surprise me because Jade thinks that she is the shit. When she's horrible and she's in that ring, she doesn't do anything that impresses me. She hasn't really upgraded anything that she has. You know, so she's all punching in that kick. She's still wrestling. She used to wrestle in AEW. Anybody could tell me otherwise, please tell me otherwise. Because at the end of the day, she's doing the same thing that she was doing in AEW. You know what I'm saying? And now you got heat in the locker room. I mean, how long she's gonna be around? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. We're going to keep following this story and whatnot. Let's go to the next topic. We're talking about the WWE Hall of Fame induction coming up this year. They already announced that the Demolition is going to be part of the induction this year. So is the Natural Disaster, Earthquake, and Tugboat. I think I don't think his name was Tugboat. I don't fucking remember what he was named with the natural disaster. Typhoon. That's what he was. So they're getting in, and now they have just announced that Lex Luger will be part of the Hall of Fame induction. Now, Lex Luger should have been in the induction already and whatnot. Like, I mean, and of course, we can't blame Triple H is doing the right thing now. As much as I'm not crazy about Triple H, but he's as a wrestler, as someone who understands the business and knows the history, bringing in Lex Luger as far in the WWE Hall of Fame, even though the WWE Hall of Fame don't really mean shit, because actually the Hall of Fame that really matters, the Cauliflower Hall of Fame, that's the real Hall of Fame and whatnot. And I'm not even going to go into the Hall of Fame who WWE has in there. You know, the guy who's crashing our economy. But anyway, I digress. You know, Lex Luger has earned that spot in the Hall of Fame. The man, I believe he was two-time WCW champion, various time tag team champions, Crockett Cup winner in 1988 with Sting, won the tag team belts with Sting, I know, a couple of times. Actually, Sting was the one who beat him for the first WCW title back in Super Brawl 2 of 1992 when he beat him for the world title. Him and Sting were always like this. They were always there. They were the young lions back in the mid 80s and whatnot. There was always comparison between him and Sting. But Luger, his problem was that those steroids really messed him up bad. And then his whole life did a turnaround when Miss Elizabeth died, and he was involved in that. And you hear the phone call and all that. But other than that, I mean, that was personal. That's sideways, whatever. But the man had a great matches with Ric Flair, even though he was very limited when it came to to his wrestling skills. You know what I'm saying? And back then, you really didn't need a lot of wrestling skill to be somebody, whatever, and you didn't really need no promos like they do now. But Lex Luger definitely deserves the Hall of Fame induction, regardless of what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? Now, what was the best match that Lex Luger ever had that I remember? I know him and Stan Hansen had a lot of crazy wrestling matches. Who was it? The Hulk Hogan and Luger match in 1997, the summer of 1997, when Luger beat Hogan for the first time, and when Hogan had that stronghold on that damn belt with the NWO logo on it. But that reign only lasted for 7 days. So that's one of the matches that I remember. I remember when he won the Bunkhouse Stampede in 1988, and he turned on the Horsemen because he was part of the Horsemen. His match with Dusty Rhodes in the cage in Starrcade 87, that was a great match he had. But his matches, his feud with Ric Flair were memorable. Him and the Horsemen was memorable. the time when Barry Windham turned on Lex Luger, and Barry Windham became a horseman. That was, memorable. So it's a lot of stuff that Luger did in his wrestling career that was very memorable, and we can never forget that. So that's something to remember for you guys who are old school, who saw Luger wrestle, and for those who have not seen Luger wrestle, go to YouTube. Especially now that supposedly WWE has this WCW YouTube channel now. It's all about WCW. Then you get your chance to do your homework. One way to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, what else? Let's talk about now Gabe Kidd's New Japan Pro Wrestling status. Now, the reason I'm talking about Gabe Kidd's New Japan Wrestling status is because, once again, these so-called podcasters, they post like 3 fucking videos a week or a day, actually, to talk and trash AEW, because that's what they do. And sometimes they information about certain wrestlers, I don't know where the hell they get it from. Because the podcaster, I'm not going to give you the name, who it is, because I'm not giving you no publicity here. Not on my fucking platform. But the podcaster said that Gabe Kidd is not signed by New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, first of all, it was known that Gabe Kidd said that after, and I'm going to say it again, after the Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, actually, he's going to sign with New Japan because his match with him and Kenny Omega was classic. You know what I'm saying? And now he's doing work in AEW. The podcast has said, I don't know why New Japan has not signed him and why AEW hasn't signed him. Because WWE could come in and grab him. First of all, dude, shut the hell up, because you're making no damn sense. See, this is how you know these podcasters don't do their homework. And they forget that AEW was the first fucking company that did the Forbidden Door. And that Forbidden Door is still open. Okay? That Forbidden Door that AEW has when New Japan Pro Wrestling allows their wrestler to come to AEW and wrestle. Clark Connors fought last Saturday against Swerve Strickland. And Clark Connors belongs to New Japan Pro Wrestling, part of the War Dogs Bullet Club in Japan. Gabe Kidd is part of the War Dogs, New Japan. Gabe Kidd has been the New Japan Strong for over 300 days. Okay? And if he had no damn contract, do you think that New Japan is going to allow him to continue to have the belt for over 300 days? So I think it's to show you that a lot of these podcasters, they only want to report the most stupidest shit, and when they don't have nothing to report, they'll make up stories and whatnot, and they don't do their homework, okay, and whatnot. Meanwhile, they have a podcast. Their podcast, they have it live, but they won't allow. They want you to subscribe to their podcast in order for you to make a comment in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say that, you got to be careful who you listen to in this, wrestling community nowadays. Because anybody could make a podcast, but if they don't have the knowledge of the wrestling business and follow other wrestling companies and not just stay being tribal to, they tribalism to one promotion, then you're getting false information. But New Japan has been signed Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd is going to continue to work with AEW because right now, as it looks, him and Jack, Mark Briscoe are about to start a program because last week, I saw it on Facebook, but last week, Mark Briscoe and Gabe Kidd had a confrontation and they started going at it. So a Mark Briscoe versus Gabe Kidd match, here's my money. Take my money. I want to watch that fight. But see, most of you don't know a lot of this stuff, especially those who want to have podcasts and think they know everything in the business. You know what I'm saying? You look stupid when you make false statements and whatnot and claim that a wrestler is not under contract, that WWE might slip in. First of all, who the hell thinks that WWE is going to grab everybody? WWE right now, Their roster has become what WWE was, bloated. They got a lot of wrestlers. They don't know what to do. And I mean, it's bad enough that online people are saying that Triple H don't know how to book. He doesn't know how to book. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's always talking, oh, he's cooking. He ain't cooking shit. He ain't cooking nothing. Because first of all, like I said, WWE have already lost again another 56% of the audience on Raw on Netflix. And they're going to continue losing people because people are going to get tired of seeing the same stupid shit. There's no, last night's SmackDown, that shit was not good at all. Who cares about LA Knight getting the US belt again? They shit it again on Nakamura. Nakamura should come to New Japan Pro Wrestling back. He should go back to New Japan Wrestling. But why? Why, if people come and they want to make reports about Gabe Kidd's New Japan status, oh, he's not signed. No, he is. He's been signed. The hell you talking about? Guy holds the New Japan Strong title. New Japan does not play when it comes to their champion. If the contract is over, they'll find somewhere somehow on the next show, either the house, a road show in Japan, or in the New Japan Strong shows they do in the United States for you to lose that belt. Okay, and now Gabe Kidd now is in AEW, and he's showing up in Collision most of the time. And then you have Clark Connors in AEW. But you have a problem with it because, why did he come? Hey, because it's called the Forbidden Door. AEW works with New Japan and works with CMLL, okay? And could work with other companies, same way that WWE is trying to work with TNA, or they are working with TNA, and they're trying to work with NWA, with Billy Corgan's garbage-ass promotion, that promotion is dead on arrival. You know what I'm saying? Especially after what he did last January with the cocaine thing he did on a pay-per-view. That's why they show is now on YouTube again. They're not even on CW. I don't even think they're in CW app. Anybody that knows about it, who's online right now, let me know if they're still on the CW app. Because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all right for WWE to do all these things, but when it comes to AEW, you should have grabbed him. They should have signed him. No. Why is Tony Khan has to sign him? Because he can't sign him because he's on the New Japan contract. Honestly, some of these podcasts should just pretty much stop doing podcasts. You know what I'm saying? But that's to show you there's a lot of tribalism, a lot of, people who just root for one promotion that don't follow anybody else. And then when all of a sudden somebody who was another promotion is ready to go to WWE, I like him. I always like that. No, you didn't. Stop lying. No, you didn't. You're just saying that because you're a fool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing new here when it comes to that. I'm not gonna, this is my platform. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? And this whole thing with Gabe Kidd and he's not with New Japan. Come on, stop. You don't even watch New Japan, probably. You know what I'm saying? You're the same guy that went and watched Worlds and turned it off because Will Ospreay went and beat Kyle Fletcher, and you turn off the whole pay-per-view and then watch it the next day, and you look this real stupid making a video about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, you know what, I humble myself because I know, you know what I'm saying, the real wrestling fans who follow me, they know what's up. I'm not going to come here and talk shit. I'm going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play that fan favorite for one promotion. I like wrestling overall. New Japan's always going to be my favorite, coming behind with AEW, whatever, here in the United States. And I watched WWE. I enjoyed the fucking Elimination Chamber last week. Especially with the ending with the John Cena. That shit caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling is hot right now. But when you got these, these fans who are like toxic and just talk shit, always talking about ratings and shit. Who gives a fuck about wrestling rating? Television ratings. That don't count no more. The fuck? It's just annoying. So, guys, let me know what you think about this whole Cargill and Baszler situation. Do you think she was really hurt? Do you think they send her home? Because to me, I think they told her take a time off, and that's why they did that whole her being slammed on top of a car, and then nobody knew she was really injured or not. So I think WWE was hiding this for a while because now all of a sudden it popped out, and it popped out because of that video that she did talking about, you got to be careful with the wolves in the locker room. So pretty much she took shot at the whole locker room to Tell me what you think about that. Tell me, let me know what you think about the Hall of Fame and Lex Luger being inducted. Plus, you could also tell me what you think about Demolition. Finally, Demolition is going to the Hall of Fame. It took them long enough. And the natural disaster, earthquake, and typhoon and whatnot. And then let me know about this Gabe Kidd New Japan status and these podcasts that are giving you guys false information. I don't know honestly, I don't know where you get them from, because usually I get my information from Fightful Select. You know what I'm saying? If Sean Ross Sapp is not reporting it, it's not true. Are you serious? Unbelievable. Matter of fact, Gabe Kidd had a interview with Sean Ross Sapp in December, and he made it clear. He was like, I'm not signing no contract until I beat Kenny Omega after Wrestle Kingdom. And that was in December. We're 3 months later. What let me put it this way.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Exactly. So let me know what you think about this whole video. Leave me your comments, guy. I will definitely I will definitely answer all your comments and whatnot. Of course, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, check out the podcast store, which is tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. Again, that's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. Check out my other episodes that I have on my channel. My shorts. I got a lot of shorts. Talked about who you think was the biggest shocker and shocking moment of wrestling history. Was it the Hulk Hogan turning against the fan and becoming an NWO member, or the John Cena heel turn this past Saturday and whatnot when he attacked Cody and whatnot? We also had a video. It was live also. We talked about Io Sky defeating Rhea Ripley and why WWE decided to take the belt away from her. Now words are coming around that she will be in a three-way with Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. I don't see Rhea Ripley coming out of there with that belt again, because if it is, that means that Io Sky was a transitional champion. I could see, like I say, I'm still calling it right now, and I'm doing this live right now. I'm calling it right now that Bianca Belair will not win the title at WrestleMania because Jade Cargill is going to cost her the belt. That's my whole thing. And then the whole everybody keeps asking me where Roman Reigns is going to be. I keep saying that Jacob Fatu is going to end up wrestling Roman Reigns. No, I changed my mind on that. From what I'm finding out with this whole Seth Rollins and CM Punk thing, I see Roman Reigns being in a three-way with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and also, guys, you guys keep sleeping that Paul Heyman owns CM Punk a favor. Let's not forget about that. So we will see what happens with that, where he's going to go, and you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that stuff. So that is it for me, guys, today. Thank you for participating on my live stream. Let me know what you guys think about this whole episode, and I will definitely see you during the week with one of my, my live conversation on, about anything that's happening within the here from the next 2 days, and we'll definitely see each other again next week. So until then, guys, I will see you next weekend.